Hello everybody, Craig here. Thank you so much for tuning in for this updated edition of episode 103 of Yes Have Some Podcast. Basically what happened was a couple weeks ago, there was a little bit of a technical issue. It was brought to our attention that some of you did not hear the entire episode 103 that was released on June 17th. So what we have here for you today is the second half of that episode. Now a lot of you did hear it. We were able to push an update at the time that we were notified of the issue, so many of you have already heard this, but for those of you who get Yes Have Some on iTunes or other podcast apps or even Spotify, there's a chance that you didn't hear the entire fuck budget from that week, and let's face it, you need the fuck budget, even if it's a couple weeks old, and even if it's outdated, and even though we hadn't seen Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom at the time of recording this, it's still good fun, it's good entertainment for a Sunday afternoon. We'll be back this week with a full episode. We got some fun stuff coming up, some exciting announcements we cannot wait to fill everybody in on. But for now, here is the second half of episode 103 of Yes Have Some Podcast.
I think the director already come out and say like, hey, the next film isn't going to have any, hybrids. There's not going to be any more hybrids. When Jeff Goldblum was doing an interview, he said something about, obviously what he said was vague, but the words he was using about seeing people return, he said possibly in this one or the next one. And I feel like hearing little things like that, seeing that there's a post-credit scene, to me that tells me that they have a plan for what the third movie is going to be. And, that's more than you can say for Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, let's say, before I go, listen, I want to be respectful. Abigail Gardner.
Yeah, I have some fucks.
How many fucks do you give about this Fallen Kingdom?
Dude, I give this 5 fucks.
Post-credit scene. 5 fucks?
The most fucks. Yeah, I'm giving this 5 fucks.
That's the most fucks we've ever given.
I think 4 is usually, it's been my limit.
I'm doing the Death Star alarm.
Yeah.
That's all I knew how to do. That's all I knew how to do.
Dude.
Somewhere, I feel like anytime a Death Star alarm goes off, Hal's just rises. Our buddy Hal Clay.
It just saves the child.
He's going to show up at your door in a minute.
Yeah, he's black. I'm here for DragonCon.
I'm here to help. Hal is very helpful. Yes. I give this 5 fucks.
He can lift something right over his head. 5 fucks, huh?
Yeah, 5 fucks. Same as Jake. I'm also a sucker for these stinger, scenes. These, post-credit scenes. And especially if there's one for Jurassic World, then that means, like Jake said, that there's a plan for the next movie. And if it is the rumors seem to be that it's Grant and Ellie coming back, then God, I just had a whole vision.
Those aren't rumors.
That's just
us.
That's it. That's just us.
But, I mean,
we're putting it out there. No, as you were talking, I saw it all in my head. I was like, "There's going to be 2 dinosaurs left at the end of this Fallen Kingdom. They're going to have to repopulate with the help of Dr. Grant and Ellie, and they're going to be running the. I want to see it. I want to see them come back together.
They're going to be camp counselors.
I want Jurassic Park to somehow them have to start it up from the beginning, and I want it to end with it working somehow. And then the next one will be when it all falls apart. Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it.
That's interesting.
This is not going to end how you think.
It's not going to end how you think.
No, of course not. I don't want to get too excited or put too much pressure on what I think the post-credit scene is going to be, or if Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler show up. They might show up. It might be a 2-second cameo. It might be a joke. The post-credit scene might be Alan Grant and Ellie looking at the TV, being like, "Glad that's not us."
They're watching fucking Barney.
It could be anything like that, and I don't want to get my expectations up for that, but it still makes me excited that they're even going that far with it. And also, I like your idea for a third film.
Thank you, Chick. I just thought of it. You can roll the tape. It's when I look up in that direction I thought of it.
I've always thought it would be cool. There's a movie that came out I think very early 80s, and it's called Baby, and it's about these people who find a family of of dinosaurs, and they're generic brachiosaur, brontosaur type dinosaurs, nondescript, just random,
super basic.
And it's a male, female, and
they shop at Starbucks.
Yeah,
they
pumpkin
do.
spice.
And
they shop at Starbucks.
The movie is about one of the dad getting killed or something, the baby gets stripped away, and the whole movie is about like these main characters who are like, we have to get this dinosaur back to its only kind, and they're running from people who want this dinosaur for all kinds of reasons. And I've always thought that would be such a good idea for Jurassic Park. I know people are like
stripped down.
I know people are expecting, big things to happen and like just dinosaurs everywhere explode. Like at this point, it's crazy, Right. And obviously they're getting off the island in this next film. But I feel like what a third Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom are. I can't say too much. We haven't seen Fallen Kingdom yet, but everything we're seeing just looks like they're both really big movies, very exciting. Like, what would it? We have a hard time wondering like where it goes at the end of Fallen Kingdom with the island kind of becoming destroyed and everything. Like, what a great movie it would be if the third film is like Grant and Ellie. And Grant doesn't want anything to do with Jurassic Park, but if it comes down to like, hey, there's like this dinosaur is left. This is the thing you love more than anything. You dedicated your life to dinosaurs and learning about them. And if you don't do something about getting this dinosaur from A to B, then they will be like, this is it.
Right.
And like engines after that, like it could literally be kind of like what the end of The Lost World is, kind of. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just like,
I
we
just
gotta
think
get
that
this dinosaur from here to there.
That's
I would love to watch.
That's a cool idea, and I love the idea of like cutting away to like Alan Grant living in like a remote part of New Zealand, and he's got like herds of dinosaurs on his own property that he's just been like taking
a dinosaur shepherd.
Yes.
Oh my
Wow.
god,
the dinosaur
yes.
whisperer.
Wow.
I like it.
Imagine. So if this did lead up to the third and final movie of the second trilogy being a reunion of Malcolm, Grant, and Ellie, and it makes me think that maybe that's the way they should have gone with Star Wars. Obviously, Carrie Fisher passed and it wouldn't have been able to. Right. But imagine if what if Han Solo wasn't in The Force Awakens, but there was mention of him. And then you did the Luke Skywalker plot like you did, and it was a 3-movie build up.
I think
my biggest problem
Does Jurassic Park know what they're doing more than Star Wars?
Let me say something right now. My biggest problem right now with Star Wars is I know we're building towards something, but I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Lightsaber off the goddamn cliff. I don't know either.
I don't know what it is. Like, I get, okay, Kylo Ren is leading the First Order, and Rey is gonna, like, I don't know. Like, it's very clear at the end of Empire Strikes Back. Is Han Solo dead? They gotta go find him. Is Luke gonna finish his training? Is he gonna face his father, Darth Vader? Like, it's simple. And so, that's a tangent we don't need to go down right now. What I'm saying is, get the band back together.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Getting the band back together. Yes.
One more idea.
CGI Hammond. Just putting it out there.
He's fine.
One more idea, Craig.
Spare no expense.
What if you get post-credit scene, knock on the door, right?
Knock on the door.
Who's there?
Claire and Owen walk to the door. They open the door, and this man turns around, and it's Jack Shephard from Lost.
Okay.
And he's got a beard. He's got a beard. He's crying. And he says, "We have to go back to the island." And Owen's like, "Who?" And then he turns around and looks, and like Grant and Ellie are standing there.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
And Sawyer,
obviously.
And they and they all have to go back to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Sawyer looks at Ellie and he's like, all right. I don't know.
Now, does that mean that the island from Lost has spun out into Jurassic Park universe territory?
They have to bring the Rex to fight the smoke monster.
Sawyer's like...
Frozen donkey wheel, like, you didn't
Sawyer's like, all right, Blondie, tell your guy we gotta go.
Oh, man.
He always calls Jack Shephard Doc, but they're all doctors. He's like, listen, Doc. And they all turn around every time. We're all docs. We're all docs.
Dude, Sawyer and Ellie would be cute.
Sawyer and Ellie?
And then Jack would be, like, brooding about it and be like, well,
yeah.
God, I'd watch that love triangle.
Listen, Doc. there's a lot of things on this island that I don't think you're prepared to deal with.
Dude.
Velociraptors.
He's like,
and
reading a book.
then the two Velociraptors walk up beside Owen. They're just hanging out.
Yeah. This is my buddy Blue. I don't know. I'm excited about a post-credit scene. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm excited. If it's a cliffhanger that teases the next movie, so be it. If it involves some of the original cast, awesome. Maybe it's just,
I want it to be important, I'll say that.
I do want
would
it to
like
be
it to not be a throwaway joke.
Me too.
If it's the end of the movie, all the dinosaurs are dead and saved, and then it's just cut to one egg shaking in the jungle, I'm going to be like, okay, that's lame.
Superman's fucking whatever. No, I'm not doing that. I don't want anything to shake at the end.
The T-Rex finds out its name is Martha.
No, thank you.
Which means that it's Batman's mom's a T-Rex. That's what I'm getting at. You guys ready to move on?
Got a better movie. Yes!
Cool. Let's talk about the brand new video game from PS4, Jurassic World Evolution. It's a park building simulation with a ton of voiceover by Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Ian Malcolm. I haven't played it. I don't know if any of us have played it. But we've all watched the trailer. Abigail Gardner.
Yeah.
Wait, you went first last time.
I did, so.
Jacob Walsh. When it comes to Jurassic World Evolution on PlayStation 4, how many fucks do you give?
I gave it 2. It looks amazing. Like, it looks fun. It looks like the kind of game that I would spend just hours and hours playing. I don't play a lot of games, but when I do, I like them to be the kind where I can just fuck around or build Sims style games are very fun, I think. And there was a Jurassic World like builder game that came out for mobile a few years ago when the last movie came out, and it was a very fun game, and it looks really good. Fucking Jeff Goldblum has lent his voice for it. I want it badly. I have thought about going out and buying a PlayStation just so I can play this game.
Ooh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
I bought an Xbox just to play that wave racing game.
Okay.
So that's
wave racing fan over here.
That's where I was in 2005.
Cool,
Let's do that episode.
Yeah.
Dude,
you could put your own soundtrack. So I was like, I had Blink 182 and a wave racer.
Wow. Really,
cool.
This is making the story better. So.
Abigail Gardner, how many fucks do you give about Jurassic World Evolution?
I give this 1 fuck. I would give it more fucks because it looks amazing. I agree with you, Jake. But I don't play games that much, and I have a feeling this is one that it's like I buy, play for a week, or watch you play for a week, and then we'd probably sell. But I will say I like the fact that it is one of those like DIY, make your own park, like a Roller Coaster Tycoon or Sims type deal, because I do like to do that. I like to play God. I like that's kind of the premise of Jurassic Park anyway, so it makes sense with the game. Now
you assume the role of John Hammond.
Dude, I think I might give 2 fucks about this now. Oh my god, I
kind of
want
me.
it. Yeah.
Abby's grabbing my shoulder.
I mean, I would like to buy it. I think I want it. But I put down 1 fuck because I'm not a big gamer. But this game looks cool, and the fact that Jeff Goldblum does the voice.
Yeah.
Neat.
The reviews aren't great. I think that it's one of those deals like if you like Jurassic Park, you're going to enjoy it. But maybe as a game, the main review I keep reading is that it just gets to be very repetitive. A lot of times these kinds of simulation builder games do get pretty repetitive. One thing I will say, the Jeff Goldblum voiceover once again confirms my suspicion that he played a different character in Lost World because he's doing a very Ian Malcolm presentation with his voice, the way he's talking about everything.
Modulating,
and if you watch Lost World, Jeff Goldblum's fine in the movie. He's great. The movie's enjoyable. We all enjoy it to a certain extent. But it just doesn't feel like the same character. I think whatever he's doing in Fallen Kingdom is probably going to be more reminiscent of the Ian Malcolm we got in the first movie. And same with the game.
Did you guys see this? This is a tiny bit off topic, but I just want to say it because we're talking about Jeff Goldblum. Did you guys see any of the videos of his like star being unveiled today?
I did.
I saw a clip
on the Walk of Fame.
Photo,
there is a like in the clip they're just showing. It's kind of stitched together, and there are pictures of him laying on the ground at the star, but in the pose from Jurassic Park.
That's
like when
amazing.
he's got his shirt off.
Yeah, of
he's
course.
like laying there by the star. And he also gets on the microphone and starts singing at some point. And he's just like, hey, let's all take some pictures. He's like, I'm like, wow, he seems so
Jodie
happy to
Foster.
be
So
doing that.
Yeah, dude.
He's in a new movie with Jodie Foster called Hotel Artemis.
That movie looks good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. We got to check it out. Written directed by Drew Pearce. Jodie Foster was on some talk show this week, and they were talking about how touchy-feely Jeff Goldblum is. And she was like, she called him a walking lawsuit because she said that he grabbed her face. Like, the first time they met, just grabbed her face and, like, pulled her out.
The first time I met him, he grabbed something, grabbed my ribcage.
The first time I met Jeff Goldblum. Listen, we love Jeff Goldblum. When did the Ian Malcolm pose become like one of those weird pop culture things? Because I always noticed
it wasn't.
It's like
was
the last
a few years ago, right? I think it was probably a few years ago.
Because I've always noticed it in the movie, like the way he's laying and with his shirt and his chest hanging out. It's always been funny, but now it feels like one of those. It almost feels like how Bob Ross. Like I've always known about Bob Ross and liked Bob Ross, but now it's like. Everyone's got Bob Ross t-shirts on. They're marketing it. Yeah. So they're marketing Ian Malcolm laying on his side, which isn't cool because he had a very serious leg injury, and I think that it's getting overlooked.
Yeah, it's true.
And with all those doctors around, just ask Sawyer. What were we talking about? Oh, the game.
Yeah, the game. The game.
It feels like one of those games that's going to be on a very deep discount in the next 6 months. Maybe we'll pick it up then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jake, I'll buy it. I'll buy you a PlayStation.
You gonna buy me a PlayStation 4?
Give you some more fucks.
Oh, it's funny. It's like, what did you buy me a PlayStation for? It's like, are you... Why? What are you saying? Okay. Are you guys... I'm really excited for this last part of the fuck budget. I just want to get there.
Cool.
I'm excited. All right, cool.
Let's jump into it.
Let's get there.
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm holding a... I'm holding a Velociraptor puppet. I'm going to let him do the talking. It's like a puppet show.
Cool.
Like I said earlier, Jurassic Park 4, which ended up being Jurassic World, was in development hell for a very long time. JP3 came out in 2001, and Jurassic World came out in 2014. So in those 13 years, there was a lot of kind of starting and stopping with the development of a new Jurassic Park movie. A couple years ago, an early draft of a script leaked, and people it's one of those things. You kind of hear people talking about it. I've read some of the script. Jake, I know you've read some of the script. But what I did today is I found a synopsis with all of the main plot points, and I wanted to just kind of talk to you guys about this version of Jurassic Park 4, which I'm sure it's one of many versions that could have happened, but this is the one that the script is available. So if anybody has any interest in reading the script or reading the synopsis, I'm going to put the link up on our Facebook page. And I read the synopsis earlier. It's a little weird. It's a little crazy. And I just want to know how many fucks you give about this Jurassic Park 4 that we never got. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You
Let's
ready?
do it. Yeah.
Like, yes.
All right. Abigail Gardner.
Yes.
When it comes to Jurassic Park 4, written by John Sayles,
Yeah.
how many fucks do you give?
I give this 3 fucks, all the fucks I have left, and I almost want to give it more because...
Can't. It's against the rules.
It is. But the script is fucking crazy. Like, the ideas and the subject matter and just everything that I read in this breakdown, this Reddit, synopsis is... I mean, I read it out loud in the car to you, earlier
She
today.
did. It was
and
very sweet.
There were just moments where it was like, hold on, let's pause and recap what just happened. Yeah, I mean, at one point the main character, wakes up in Switzerland, and at that point you were like, hold on, what's happening?
That paragraph literally starts with,
Nick
they
wakes
bring
up
him to a castle in
castle
Switzerland.
in Switzerland. You're like,
I was like,
wait.
what?
I love the castles in the Jurassic Park universe. That's not something I've ever said, and yeah, this, it's crazy. There's concept art, and Carlos Fuente, who's been on our show, did some of the concept art. And
before we get down, I want to go to Jake real quick, and then I think we're gonna have just a generalized discussion about this script and what it is and how different it is from where the franchise ended up going.
Yeah.
Right.
Jake, so from this Jurassic Park 4 script, we never saw it obviously take life, but it's out there for everybody's reading pleasure. How many fucks do you give?
Well, if anybody's keeping count, I only have one fuck left, so it got one fuck.
It got one fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Jake, when did you first become aware of this?
It was so like you said, it was. I feel like information about the script has kind of like trickled out over the years that it was, because there were little like blurbs about it here and there where it was like the tagline was like Jurassic Park 4 was to include human hybrids, and then you would read like a quote from somebody, but it was nothing. It was a while before the script came out. There was like, you would get little pieces of someone who, maybe let some like plot slip. And then I think the artwork came out. And then the script stuff started hitting. So it was years ago at this point.
Right. I think Ain't It Cool News was the first source to kind of pick up on it. Mm-hmm. That website used to be really good about like digging out those kind of little hidden treasures. Not so much anymore. But so reading through the synopsis, so the movie opens up with a pterosaur attack, basically like a pterodactyl. Attack on a Little League baseball game. And like, I've talked about this, like in the Jurassic Park like world, like people know about this scene from the movie. I always like the taste that I got at the end of Lost World, seeing dinosaurs on the mainland attacking people like in their communities. That's what I want out of a dinosaur movie. So I'm all in on the baseball team getting attacked by dinosaurs. Like, I think it would be cooler if a T-Rex like came into right field and just like started eating the children. I think that would be better than like the comedy aspect of like the guys eating a steak, which is weird to do at a Little League baseball game anyway. And like wrestling the steak away.
The dinosaur.
There's some weird stuff.
Comedic choices.
Yeah. But that's what the synopsis implies is that this is like kind of like when there's a terrorist attack or a shooting. It's commonplace. Like, there's
but
another
it's starting
one.
to become a thing. Yeah.
It's starting to become a thing. And there's like protests and there's like anti-velociraptor rallies. No, I just made up that part. So, Jake, what do you think about that? And then I'll throw to Abby.
You mean specifically the opening?
Yeah, the opening. So let's talk about this real quick. Jurassic Park opens up with they're loading the Velociraptor with Muldoon, and then it kills one of the workers. Lost World opens up with the Compies.
The girl on the beach. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jurassic Park 3. What is the opening scene of Jurassic Park 3?
The hang gliding?
The hang gliding.
Yeah, hang gliding, which makes no sense. Like that. Whatever.
Dude, that scene is awful.
Mm-hmm.
It is bad.
Okay. And then how does Jurassic World open?
Jurassic World.
I've only seen it 45 times. Jurassic World opens up. We see
I'll get up.
You see the hatching raptor.
Is that correct?
You see the hatching raptor. It doesn't have one of those things.
It's not an action scene.
To the kid.
It cuts into the kid's bedroom.
House.
Right. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Jurassic World in some ways opens up with the biggest disaster: a broken family.
The real tragedy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Wow. I thought that was going to land a little harder.
I was
folks.
just confirming that's the Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So now that we know all those, how does Little Leaguers getting attacked at their baseball field compare to all those opening scenes?
God, what a one up that it would be. Like all these other ones are kind of like small. Someone might get killed, but they're like small events. It's like a girl gets attacked.
Right.
This would just be insane. Like, First of all, I would be like, if I was in the theater and it opened up like on a baseball game, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Where am I dying? I want to see fucking.
I think I'm in the
dreams.
Yeah, you're just screaming. This is the wrong goddamn movie.
Get the fuck out! Boom! And dinosaurs like
sports.
It just seems. It seems like.
Hey. And then the dinosaurs start killing the child athletes, and Jake's like, "Oh, okay,
all right."
Now we're talking.
That would be insane. Like it would be. I feel like it would be like an overload. Like going from seeing what we've seen of Jurassic Park, and then like that seems so far from like what a Jurassic Park movie is. It seems like. like one of those. It seems like a Sci-Fi Channel thing. Like
Right.
it would. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be enjoyable to watch, and maybe it wouldn't be fun to watch just like a bunch of dinosaurs going crazy.
Right.
But that does not seem like Jurassic Park.
Right.
Me.
It's that seems like over the top disaster.
This whole plot line, it's like it's so batshit crazy that it's like you read it and you're like, okay, I'm glad they didn't do this, but it would be cool to be able to watch this like after the fact. I wish we could skip to 10 years later and be like, hey, remember that really weird Jurassic Park movie they came out with?
The little league scene.
It seems more like what it did an animated series. Like this is where the animated series would end up. Like weird shit like this.
It seems like the end of the movie scene would build towards something like that. But from what I'm reading, it's like none of the kids get killed, but like a baseball gets snatched up by one of the pterosaurs or whatever. So it's like
rats.
Yeah, I know. It's like swoosh.
They got our baseball.
They got the ball.
Oh, it's just the guy from Back to the Future? I think he stole that guy's baseball.
Yeah, but no, it's like, if they're not actually, like, if no one's lives are being lost, then it's like just kind of silly.
Then who cares? It would be fun, right?
It would be fun.
Like, if the dinosaurs aren't killing people and they just show up, it would be like, hey guys, let's stop the game. Like, we got some pterosaurs here.
Oh, cool.
Over here, this is a pterodon. They have a wingspan of 6 to 9 feet.
What if it just... Hey, it just becomes commonplace to have dinosaurs at sporting events.
Yeah.
And there's like
Don't feed the T-Rex.
There are going to be some dinosaurs at this baseball game.
Oh my god! I bet the Tompies would be all over like the popcorn bits on the ground.
God, you wouldn't be able to have a concession stand.
They'd be like
all these little nips on your ankles,
like pigeons.
Like,
like, these damn compies keep. They think I'm a small British child.
Instead of like mosquito spray, you'd have like compy spray. People would have to spray themselves to keep the dinosaurs off.
Compies are the kittens of the dinosaur world. I think I would have a ton of compies.
We call them kittens.
Can we? Because they're cute. I feel like I'd hold them and probably have to go to the hospital.
Yes, that's probably what would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was reading the synopsis, I was a little bit confused. The main character's name is Nick.
But it's not.
It's not Nick Van Owen from Lost World.
No.
But it's just a guy named Nick who I'm guessing he's working on behalf of John Hammond to go retrieve. This is where it gets a little. This is like the nostalgia thing, right? So the plot is that this guy Nick has to go to the original island and retrieve the canister of Barbasol with all the embryos.
Which makes no sense because, those are dead. Those embryos are dead.
Yeah, it's weird. John Hammond's alive in this movie. Mm-hmm. One of the quotes, and I want to read this, is one of the quotes from the movie. It's a John Hammond quote. He says, and I'm going to try to do my John Hammond voice. Everybody,
oh yeah,
I'm the Richard Attenborough of the podcast, if you think about it.
Okay.
I thought about that.
Did you know that I'm the most sued person in the history of the world? It's in the Guinness Book. You can look it up. Prominent law schools devote entire semesters to my malfeasance. Regulatory statutes bear my name, not the legacy I had in mind when I started out, of course, but a legacy nonetheless.
I like that you did some creative license there, like you added.
That was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's Scottish, it's Irish, it's something. Yeah. So John Hammond's kind of maybe he this kind of feels like John Hammond's basically been exposed. Like the world's not rejoicing.
He's a fraud.
He's kind of a fraud.
It also sounds a lot like reading what they're trying to have him do. It also sounds like they're making him more of an unlikable character.
The man behind the curtain?
Yeah, not just, hey, everyone doesn't like John Hammond, but we have in the first few films, like, even though he might have been like misguided, he's still like, he's still like your grandpa and you want to hang out with him. Right. And but reading this,
he just wants to entertain
it kind of makes him seem like one of the bad guys.
Right. Yeah. The weird part is like
he sounds like he might be bitter at this point.
In the Lost World, John Hammond he kind of looks sick, like he's in a bed, and that was 90. Like I would assume that John Hammond would not be alive, unless this script was written in maybe like 2002 or something like that.
I was gonna ask, when was the time frame?
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. It's probably early 2000s.
Okay.
But remember, like in Lost World, where John Hammond's trying to sell Malcolm on going back to Isla Sorna or whatever, Isla Sorna, and the whole line is like he's so cheerful and he's selling he's like, I'm not going to make the same mistakes again. And Malcolm's like, you're making all new ones. That's kind of the charming, like, he wants it so badly, but he doesn't see that this isn't going to work and people are going to be in danger and it's not going to be... he wants that legacy, and kind of in this quote, he's saying, like, I have a legacy, it's not the one I was aiming for. But anyways, so the plot of the movie is this guy, Nick, is going to go to Isla Nublar to retrieve the canister. There's a funny line in the script where, what is the line? He sees Nedry's skeleton, which is still there, and says, looks like you've dropped a few pounds. Which is funny, but also, did this guy know Nedry? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. How does he even know what that is?
Yeah. And then some shit starts going down once he's on the island. There's like these... What are
the digging?
The digging raptors? Like, I didn't understand that.
They disassemble, like, some vehicle of some sort.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. But anyways, he retrieves the embryos, but then the Grendel Corporation shows up, which is kind of like the new engine, like the evil commandos, right? And lo and behold, a bunch of shit goes down. He gets knocked out. They save him, and that's when he wakes up in the castle in Switzerland.
The castle, exactly.
Nick wakes up in a castle in Switzerland.
So I'll have to go back and read the script, but it kind of sounds like maybe that's kind of like a midpoint in the movie. And when he goes to when he wakes up in the castle, he meets this doctor. Mia is her name.
Maya.
And he's kind of informed about all of the hybrid. They're making these dinosaurs and they're trying to control them with all this like neurological.
This is where you
neuroregulatory implants.
Yeah.
This is where you meet human, dog, dinosaur hybrids that listen.
Yes, and you can control them.
And they obedience and problem solving.
Yeah,
so.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
They're intelligent. Problem-solving intelligence.
It's everything that you loved about Jurassic Park.
So anyways, I give a couple fucks about this because this movie sounds... It doesn't go into too much detail here of how the movie ends, but it ends like any other Jurassic Park movie. The dinosaurs get loose, shit goes down, there's a big fight, but I want to talk about it. Apparently, in this movie, there is a dinosaur training montage.
Yeah.
That sounds
That
incredible.
in all caps.
Rise it up! Like, it's the
eye of the dino, it's the thrill of the fight.
I was going to say, it's the eye of the raptor with the mind of a dog. and some human DNA in its legs. Something like that.
He's a good problem solver. Okay, that's pretty much it.
Jake's checking his phone like, is this shit on the server?
I'm reading the part in the script.
You better be recording this.
It says, I'm just going to read it.
Yeah.
Dinosaur training montage. The dinosaurs are clearing obstacles, detecting mines, getting up to a whole lot of dino shenanigans.
Cuts to them playing poker. Lights out, folks.
Like, what the fuck?
My
That's
God.
so weird.
Oh yeah, and it involves these hybrid dino-human dogs like rescuing a girl, right? There's
and it all goes
from
really
like a
well.
hostage situation.
Yeah. She's taken. They've got special skills.
So the last paragraph says, the rest of the script involves more drama about what Nick decides to do with the canister. It's all said and done. Grendel Corporation have been the bad guys all along. Script ends with some neat set pieces of dinosaurs getting loose and munching on the baddies. It is also revealed dinosaurs can still survive without their neuroregulators and can survive in the wild. So
there's an open
it probably
end to that.
ends with these
out there.
these fucking weirdo dino humans being out.
Yeah.
This is not franchise revitalizing. It is.
But wait. But can't you see that the film after this could be those same human-dog hybrid dinosaurs? Here, they know how to speak. They're learning how to speak, and they want civil rights.
Yes.
Dude.
And the next film is
Dino
about
rights.
like
No.
it's literally like the smart gremlin in Gremlins
Fuck,
2.
I knew you were
It's
gonna
like
say
a
it.
dinosaur. He's
Dino
got glasses on. He's like, I can read, Mr. Hammond. And they're like, it's like Planet of the Apes. You know what I mean?
No, it's a courtroom drama.
God, yeah.
It's a courtroom drama, and you've got a velociraptor on the stand. He says, "Damn it! If I want my family to go to school with humans, and I want my what else? What else is he fighting for?
The right to vote, marry.
They don't even make vehicles that support a 6-inch retractable claw.
All I want is shoes.
Do you see how big my feet are?
You don't know what it's like. You do not know what it is like, Mr. Hammond, to put on a sweater every morning, only to ruin said sweater.
Oh, Jesus.
Where's your improv?
That's it.
That would be amazing.
That was it.
Oh, Jesus.
That's all there was. I think they're mad because they can't fit the airplane. The seats are too small.
The seats are too small.
How am I supposed to fly anywhere? Okay. It's rude. And there you go.
My father, and his father before him, and his mother before him, fought to bring me to this world. And it's like, I gotta interrupt. You were created in a lab, sir.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to shut down your neuroregulators. Yeah, this would be a weird Jurassic Park movie. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to recap that, what do you think? Like Kathleen Kennedy and the other executives at Amblin thought when they read this script?
I don't know. I mean, obviously it didn't get made, and I don't know if it didn't get made because of how fucking crazy the script is itself, or if there were just I'm sure there were other things as well that were causing it from not going into production. But I feel like maybe in the 2000s, something crazy like this, it would not have like really surprised me if it.
It would have been like
it's not the content of the script that would surprise me that like it got me. Like that's what they were doing. So
if this would have come out in 2002, like the hybrid dinos would be hosting the VMAs.
Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like it's almost like there wasn't enough care and thought going into the script, and maybe Jurassic Park didn't have like the reverence and the level of like esteem that it does now. You know what I mean? Because of the time and nostalgia.
Well,
because
it was a little.
It was almost like a money grab or something like that. Like, you just need to make a little more money off that.
Right,
like, who
right.
cares what
and it was originally going to be directed by Joe Johnston, who did Jurassic Park 3, which is kind of interesting. Kind of
what? Yeah, exactly. But it's also it's in that pocket of time before nostalgia really like fucking hit. You know, and we're living in a world now where everything has to like everything's got to come back. Everything, you know, we're like it's been happening for a few years now, but we're like deep into it right now, and this was before that was proven to be such a like money thing. And also, I mean, you know, whatever that was, that was what it had to be 10, 12 years ago at this point. So I don't know. I off the top of my head, I don't know what year Jurassic Park 3 came out, so I don't know exactly how far away we were from it and how much people were like. That was 2000 and what?
One.
Yeah, so I don't know. So like, it might not have really been that. I don't know. Like Jurassic Park 3 didn't do well in any kind of way. Like I don't know exactly what it did for money, but obviously out of the 3 original films, like that is widely known to be the worst.
Yeah.
They have openly come out and said like, hey, like I said earlier, they were writing that script and changing stuff in that script as they were on set. Like things were like we got to work today. Like you can watch interviews with them where they're like, we had no idea what shooting was going to be like.
So it makes sense that the next one would possibly have
like
human
a
and
completely
dog
different
DNA.
direction.
Yeah,
like
or just not happen. You know, like I don't think anybody was clamoring for another Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there was no guarantee. The Jurassic Park 3 did 181 million domestically. So yeah, it didn't. Even in 2001, like I'm sure they were expecting bigger numbers. But I don't know. It's fun to have What If. I really wish one of these Ghostbusters 3 scripts we never got would leak, because I'm sure we could do a whole series of episodes about that.
Sure we could do a whole episode talking to someone.
But listen, we got Fallen Kingdom coming. We unfortunately probably won't ever see hybrid dino humans with problem solving skills, but that's okay.
You can see the concept art though.
You can see the concept art.
Yeah.
We'll put the links up.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we sign off? Any final Fallen Kingdom stress?
Yeah, I do have something I want to talk about real quick, and I think we've maybe talked about it before. But when I was watching Jurassic Park 3, one of the things, and this is not exclusive to Jurassic Park, this is across the board, movies in general. It's weird to me that we have gotten to a point where, so like I'm watching Jurassic Park 3, and the lead is Sam Neill, Alan Grant, which like the general public, if you said, hey, Sam Neill's in this movie, nobody's going to know who Sam Neill is. Unless you were like, oh, he played Grant in Jurassic Park. They would know him from that. Besides that, I don't think that a whole lot of people know who he is. He's an older guy. He's great in Jurassic Park and in Jurassic Park 3. But nowadays, like when you think about Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it's Chris Pratt now. And it's like...
Right.
That's what you like. That's our new Alan Grant is Chris Pratt, and everybody knows who Chris Pratt is, and he's funny, and he can't like. It's weird to me that casts now have to all be like everybody's got to be good looking. Everybody's well-known actors. You watch Jurassic Park, you don't know who any of these people are. Like when you're watching it for the first time, so, these actors have all been in other movies, but none of them are like big fucking stars who are in every TV show, every fucking movie.
They're not Hollywood like A-list stars.
They're not. None of them are. And that's the kind of stuff that grounds movies in reality, and that's the kind of stuff that makes like you watch Jurassic Park, you can relate to any of these people. They're all like they all seem like real normal, regular people.
That's what I was saying.
When you watch Jurassic World, and not just I'm not saying just Jurassic World. It's any movie nowadays. When your lead actors are always, one of the Chris's or fucking Bryce Dallas Howard or anybody in any Avenger movie, everybody is fucking good looking and funny. Everybody's funny. Everybody is in 10 other movies and you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I know them from this. I know them from this. And that always takes you out of a movie, I think. Like when you're watching Jurassic Park and you don't have any other frame of reference for who this is, who's playing, who Laura Dern is for the first. It's just all these people.
Well, and that's why.
It's so much easier.
That's why. I think that's why I love The Force Awakens so much, is because
they found unknown talent.
Yeah, they got John Boyega and they got Daisy Ridley, and like Adam Driver, he people knew him, but he wasn't, like A-list,
B-side off the beaten path.
Like obviously they became A-list after that, but
someone who has potential, is what you're saying. Like, do a little bit more work with casting and like look a little bit harder, try some other people, try some new things.
Yeah, like right. When are we going to see a Marvel movie with like I think Tom Holland as Spider-Man is the first example in Marvel where it's like, okay, I don't know who this kid is.
Exactly, and it's not anything.
People who aren't established.
It's not anything bad about like Chris Pratt or anything, but it's just like when I'm watching, Alan Grant is to Jurassic Park as like Owen Grady is to The Lost World or Jurassic World, and I much prefer Alan Grant. And then like I think Chris Pratt's great in Jurassic World, but it's like God, it's like he's basically this new weird version of Alan Grant. So like that's why I want those old characters to come back so bad. It's like I don't know. Whatever. That's just a thought.
No, I totally agree with you. The only thing I was thinking of is Harrison Ford is sort of similar, at least back in the day, with like playing a bunch of different roles that are super iconic, and it's like it can happen, but because I was only thinking the same as you of like, oh, I don't like to see an actor that I recognize from this one role. It's kind of hard to separate them. It has happened, but with I'm not complaining about Chris Pratt at all because I'm not complaining. I am complaining that he fucking tweeted because I'm stressed about that. But,
I'm not complaining about the actors in
Sam
general.
Neill would have never tweeted.
I'm complaining about the way Hollywood thinks they have to be casting. Well, it's like it's not. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the actors personally. And
it feels like become a thing. I know we talked a lot about it with It Chapter 2.
Yeah, I was about to say with the It casting.
All of the adult Losers Club have been cast, and they kind of went half and half. So they kind of went like three or four super well known actors, and then half unknown, and I think that's kind of a good happy medium.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did that, honestly, because for the same reasons I'm surprised that it went that way.
If you read the rumors for like Ghostbusters 3 and like 90, so in the 96, 97, 98, it was like, oh yeah, Ghostbusters 3 is going to be Chris Rock, Ben Stiller, and Chris Farley, and it's like, it is? Like, but then then you think about it, like, when Ghostbusters came out, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray were, like, the three of the biggest comedic actors in the world. So I get why. But, like, I'm sure there's so much unknown talent out there that could really bring a lot to... I like keeping a balance, right? Since, I'm glad Bill Hader's...
Keep it fresh, diversify, that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
I'm glad Bill Hader's going to play Richie Tozier. I think that was kind of fan-wished into... But I'm glad they went with some unknowns, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Cool. Well, listen. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom's coming out in just a couple days. We're going to be on it like Ellie Sattler on a big pile of shit.
Oof. Deep. All up to here.
Fist deep. Wrist deep.
Fisting.
We are going to remember to wash our hands before we eat anything.
That's the phone.
Oh, God.
From Jurassic Park 3. In a pile of shit.
I thought we were going to...
Wait, what's the fucking kid's name? Eric! Eric!
That's a very bad idea, Mrs. Kirby.
Eric! Sorry, I hate that fucking scream. I get so sick
the
of it.
Jurassic Park 3 cast is so weird.
Hey, but you know what? That scene where, like, that scene that you just referenced where the kid finds them because he hears the phone.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't have the phone. And he turns around and that Spinosaurus standing there.
Yeah.
That scene's amazing.
It's cool. Abby, what'd you say last night?
He looks so cool and he looks like a dog. Or something. He's like kind of panting and he just like
we were laughing because Abby goes...
I was like, dude, sometimes I can't even hear my phone in my purse. So, like, how are you going to fucking hear the phone through the stomach lining and the body structure of the fucking Spinosaurus?
It's in the pocket of a body in the belly of a dinosaur.
Yeah. I know. I was like, at least they could have said in the beginning of the movie, like, this is an extra loud phone. Like, but they don't.
Hey, yeah, also like, hey, we know this is not an iPhone because a fucking drop of water in an iPhone doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So whatever kind of phone this is that's in fucking
stomach acid
and it's working perfectly.
Yeah. Also, I like any movie or TV show where there's an island and people lost on it. You have to have the scene of people trying to fuck with the satellite phone, trying to get it to work.
Oh, it's got the repeating message with the French woman.
God, there's been a lot of Lost talk.
I miss Lost.
Hey, the Lost World.
Oh. There's the connection.
There we go. All right, guys, cool.
Yeah.
Jake has Lost action figures behind
I
me.
have the Lost toys right behind me.
Aw, cute. You got that Shannon?
I do. I have all
Get
of
her
them.
out. That's what I was thinking of with, like, the Lex and Tim that are always laying down under the car. I was like, man, they're like Shannon. They really Shannon them.
Shannon's in the back, like, behind Hurley.
Tanning?
She's hidden, bottom shelf.
Listen, everybody.
Worst figure.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Worst character.
We got a lot going on, as always. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for our Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom review. It's going to be wild.
We might have to get the hotline up or, like, do a live Facebook Live or something.
We should do some Facebook Live.
Somebody's coming.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Maybe that could be another spin-off.
Okay.
Marshmallow DNA into the dinosaurs.
Dude. All right.
What?
It's always the quiet ones. Ugh, I'm sorry.
We used to roast Stay Puft Marshmallows. Did you know, is it weird that Ray stands with the Camp Wakanda? That's weird.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
What? Oh! Camp Wakanda Forever.
That's got to be a shirt.
Next
There's got to be a Camp
Let's have some Camp Wakanda Forever shirts? Okay.
I love that. All right. Please tune in to Yes Have Some Podcast. Make sure if you are listening and you like what you hear,
the universes are connected.
You're subscribing on iTunes or whatever podcast app you're listening to, or Spotify. We have our YouTube channel up and running. We're posting a lot of videos on there. Search Yes Have Some on YouTube. You'll find us. Make sure you subscribe there. Leave us a review on iTunes if you are enjoying the banter. I know I'm having a good time. We're 2 years going strong, 103 episodes. You can follow us on social media at YHS Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/YesHaveSomeCast, and of course, Facebook, Yes Have Some, Group Therapy, the official discussion group. And I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to do the Joker talk, or what was it? Oh, the Aquaman set photos. Yeah. And Wonder Woman 1984. I haven't
even seen these. God. I'm very busy. I'm going to go dip in now.
But we got a lot of discussion going on over there.
Join.
And have a good night, everybody. For Abigail Gardner and Jacob Walsh, I'm Craig Goldberg saying if you're on an island and you got a satellite phone, check the batteries.
Yeah.
Don't...
Make sure it works.
Yeah.
Or if you're cast in a movie that takes place on an island, try to be the guy in the background banging on the satellite phone.
Because you're You're gonna make it.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Happy life. Happy
25th.
Wife?
Oh, God.
What? How's that go?
Happy wife, happy life.
Hey.
Hey.
That's for another episode.
That's from a different movie.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.